lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way know why they take it the wrong way. In a whole different realm of business. Oprah coming next. Once I establish this as a place of truth, oh yeah. Watch. God's people ain't that few.
Katt Williams just dropped a bomb on Oprah Winfrey. And this time, it's no comedy act, no punchline, just raw truth flying straight at the queen of daytime TV. According to Katt, Oprah's not exactly the self-made legend we all grew up believing she was. He claims her empire wasn't built on inspiration alone. It was built on power moves, Hollywood politics, and the kind of behind-the-scenes deals nobody dares to mention. And guess what? After years of staying silent, Oprah's finally clapping back. Word is she's furious.
To me, I was in shock.
Do you take responsibility for the situation that you're in right now?
100%.
100%?
100%. I couldn't believe it because I loved her so much.
Furious for real, calling out Katt for crossing the line and dragging her into what he calls Hollywood's dark history. But Katt's not folding under pressure, not one bit. He's standing tall, saying loud and clear, y'all don't even know half of it. And here's where things really get messy. Because once you start peeling back the layers of this story, it's not just Oprah's name in the mix. Nope, there's Gayle King, Harvey Weinstein, and a whole line of powerful people who allegedly helped shape Oprah's rise and keep her untouchable. Let's take it back for a second.
We're not in a fair fight. We're already outmatched and outgunned at all points. And yet, every time we score a punch, it scores, just like everything else. And so, you can sling me all around the room. I'm only counting what I landed on.
For decades, Oprah's been seen as Hollywood royalty. The billionaire with a golden heart, turning pain into purpose and guests into global sensations overnight. Her name stood for empowerment, healing, and truth. But Katt Williams? He's saying there's a hidden side to that empire, one that Hollywood insiders whisper about, but never dare to expose.
Sexual abuse, because as you just saw in Leaving Netherlands, that as young boys, these two men did not feel abuse until much later on in life.
It all kicked off during one of Katt Williams' now legendary truth-telling moments, the kind where the jokes stop and the real talk begins. He looked right into the crowd and said, y'all keep praising these people like they built it on faith. Nah, they built it on favors. You don't get to Oprah's level without shaking the right hands or keeping the wrong secrets. That line alone shook the internet to its core. Someone even chimed in saying, wait, this about that move she pulled? Katt nodded and said, yeah, I remember. She cut me off, right? She edited out what I had to say. That's when people realized this wasn't a random outburst, it was personal. Katt had receipts, or at least memories, that hinted there was more going on behind those studio lights than anyone ever knew. And when that clip hit the web, boom, it exploded. Katt wasn't just talking about anyone, he was calling out Oprah Winfrey, the most protected woman in entertainment, the one no one ever questions. So when Katt suggested her rise to power wasn't squeaky clean, people lost their minds. Old footage started popping up everywhere. Fan edits, interviews, deleted clips, all getting dissected like evidence in a case. And piece by piece, a new picture started forming. According to Katt, Oprah's success wasn't just about talent, it was about access. He claimed it came from the powerful hands she shook early in her career, from the gatekeepers who let her in, but never gave up full control. He didn't spill every name himself, but the internet sure did the math. And one name kept flashing over and over, Harvey Weinstein. And that's where things got really dark. Harvey Weinstein, one of the most infamous names in Hollywood history, convicted, exposed, and publicly humiliated for abusing his power for years. But before his fall from grace, Weinstein was untouchable.
Winfrey done made $9 billion and motherfuckers still be talking shit about Oprah. Oprah done everything good you could possibly do, and motherfuckers still talks. Oprah done every fucking nice thing there was to do. me. At the end of my show, I say thank you and good night. At the end of Oprah's show, you stand up, she done put a muffin basket under your seat, 2 best-selling novels, put 3 of your kids through college without your permission and shit.
The kind of man whose calls could make or break careers. And if you look back at those old photos, guess who was always nearby? Oprah Winfrey, smiling at events, standing shoulder to shoulder, posing on red carpets like Hollywood royalty. And she wasn't alone. Right beside her almost every time was her longtime best friend, Gayle King. Now let's be clear, nobody's saying Oprah was part of Weinstein's crimes, but Katt's point wasn't about guilt, it was about proximity. He said, "You don't stand next to devils for decades and claim you didn't hear the screams." That line hit deep, because Oprah's entire image has always been built on morality, on being the good one in a world gone bad. So Katt's question cut straight to the core. If she's that pure, why is she always standing next to the poison? That's when things flip. A few days later, insiders close to Oprah allegedly claimed she was furious. They said she felt completely disrespected by Katt's words and was sick of people throwing her name around for attention. Some even whispered that she privately reached out through mutual contacts, warning Katt that his comments were dangerous. But Katt, he doesn't scare easy. He fired right back saying, Oprah loves talking about empowerment, but she forgot to empower the truth. And then he dropped the mic with one final blow.
I'm just tired of working so hard, being gracious at what I do, getting paid a fraction of the cost.
I'm not scared of her empire because it's built on silence. That one line, her empire's built on silence. That's when the whole industry snapped to attention. This wasn't gossip anymore. It was a full-blown credibility war. Katt wasn't just taking shots, he was challenging Oprah's entire legacy. So what did he mean by silence? Let's unpack that. Throughout her long career, Oprah's been tied to some of the biggest and messiest stories in Hollywood, from her explosive Michael Jackson interviews to the way she handled Monique's fallout, to those long-standing ties with powerful figures like Harvey Weinstein. Every situation had 2 faces. To the public, Oprah was the voice of compassion, the safe space everyone trusted. But to the insiders, she was the gatekeeper, deciding who got a platform and who got shut out. And Katt Williams, the man who's been calling out Hollywood's hidden gatekeepers for years, wasn't about to let that slide. He said, "You can't talk about truth and healing when you're protecting predators and punishing the people who speak up."
N-word? Well, this was about the movie. I do remember. Yeah. She cut you off.
Right.
She edited out what you had to say.
Pretty much.
Okay.
That's what it came down to. That was the only time I was on.
That hit hard because it called out the double standard loud and clear. And that's when Gayle King's name came crashing into the mix. Katt pointed out that Gayle isn't just Oprah's best friend. She's her mirror image, her journalistic twin, her cleanup crew. Whenever Oprah stayed quiet during a controversy, Gayle was the one taking the mic, asking the hard, or sometimes controversial, questions. Remember when she interviewed R. Kelly, or when she brought up Kobe Bryant's past right after his passing? Katt says none of that was random, it was strategy. He called it the Oprah Gayle machine, claiming it doesn't just report stories, it controls the whole narrative. Katt didn't hold back when he said it. They ain't journalists, they're handlers. He claimed Gayle and Oprah's real job wasn't reporting news, but controlling what people see and who they believe. And when he dropped that bomb, people online started connecting dots fast. Because while Gayle was out there grilling black men on camera, from R. Kelly to Kobe Bryant, she stayed completely silent when it came to her best friend Oprah's ties to Harvey Weinstein. That's exactly what Katt was pointing at, the selective silence. Now let's keep it real. Katt never accused Oprah of committing crimes. What he said was that she played the game. She smiled when she needed to, stayed quiet when she had to, and that's what made her untouchable. According to Katt, her real power didn't come from her talent. It came from her timing. He said, Hollywood don't reward good people. It rewards the ones who play ball. And in his eyes, Oprah didn't just play. She mastered the whole system. But here's the wild part. This ain't even the first time these kinds of whispers followed her name. Back in the early 2000s, Hollywood insiders were already talking about Oprah's selective empathy. They said she could turn a complete nobody into a superstar overnight, but cross her once and your career was over. Just ask Monique, the Oscar-winning actress who claimed Oprah blackballed her after she refused to play the game. Oprah never confirmed a thing, but her silence said it all. Now Katt's echoing that same message, that Oprah doesn't just inspire people. She decides who wins and who disappears. And when you look back at the pattern, it's hard not to see exactly what he means. So when that video says Oprah confronts Katt Williams, don't picture some loud argument or screaming match. This is about pressure. It's about power. It's Oprah's world sending a quiet but heavy message. Don't mess with the empire. Because Katt's not just calling her out as a person, he's exposing what she represents. He's saying the same system that crowned her as Hollywood royalty is the very same one that crushes anyone who doesn't play by its rules. And that's exactly why he calls her protected. Katt put it plain and simple. You ever notice how no matter what happens, Oprah's never in trouble, never canceled, never exposed? You think that's luck? Nah, that's connection. And that statement right there had people thinking hard. But here's the twist. Katt's not just talking about Oprah anymore. He's talking about the whole machine behind her. He believes there's an entire network of powerful figures in media pulling strings, deciding what the public sees and what stays buried. And in his words, Oprah, with Gayle always by her side, isn't just part of it. She is the system now. That's how she rose so high. Not by fighting the game, but by becoming it. And that, according to Katt, is what makes her dangerous. Because when someone with that much influence controls who gets a voice and who gets silenced, that's not just success. That's power over perception. And Katt's not the only one who's hinted at it. Even other heavy hitters like Monique and Dave Chappelle have pointed out how Hollywood rewards silence and obedience. But Katt's different. He's already been through the machine, got chewed up, spit out, and came back swinging. He's got nothing left to lose, and that's exactly what makes his words hit so hard. Katt said it himself. I'm not scared of losing, I'm scared of the truth dying. He reminded everyone, they already tried to ruin me, and I survived it. Now I'm free to say what I want. That's why this so-called Oprah confrontation doesn't shake him one bit. He's seen worse, faced worse, and lived to tell it. And this time, he's not standing alone because the internet's got his back and the receipts are flying. Ever since Katt's comments dropped, people have been digging through old Oprah and Gayle clips like detectives. They're rewatching interviews, award speeches, and talk show moments. And suddenly patterns are popping out everywhere. Times when Oprah defended people with shady past. Times when Gayle's questions felt way too selective. And those moments where both of them stayed silent, when speaking out might have cost them. Now that perfect Oprah image, it's starting to look less pure and a lot more calculated. Still, even Katt gave credit where it's due. Oprah's story is undeniably powerful. She broke barriers, opened doors, and built one of the most inspiring legacies in entertainment history. She's a pioneer for women, for Black excellence, for talk show hosts worldwide. But Katt's point is that's only half the story. He says behind all that inspiration was a cold, strategic plan, and that kind of success came with compromise. Then came the line that shook the internet. Every empire in Hollywood got blood in the bricks. Don't act like hers don't. Boom! That one quote racked up millions of views within a day because no one ever had spoken about Oprah like that in public. So what happens now? If Oprah really did confront Katt behind closed doors or through her people, we might never see it. She's too calculated for public drama. She fixes problems quietly, strategically. But what she can't fix is perception, because once the public starts asking questions, there's no going back. You can't delete curiosity. And right now, Katt Williams has millions seeing Oprah in a way they never have before. Katt Williams isn't trying to cancel Oprah. He's trying to humanize her. He's saying, stop worshiping these people like they gods. They human. And some of them, he warns, made deals y'all really don't want to know about. That's a heavy message in a world obsessed with fame. Because Katt's saying what nobody else will. Fame isn't always earned. Sometimes it's engineered. And for someone like Oprah, whose whole legacy is built on the idea that she earned everything, that's a real threat. But here's where it gets deeper. This whole story isn't just about Katt Williams versus Oprah Winfrey. It's about what happens when truth goes head to head with power. Katt's just one man with a mic, but Oprah, she's an institution. He's got words, she's got influence, he's speaking raw truth, she's got connections that shape headlines. And maybe that's exactly why the internet can't stop watching this unfold, because deep down, people are rooting for truth to win for once. Katt summed it up perfectly when he said, truth don't need money, it just needs a voice. And that's what he's being right now, the voice that can't be bought, the voice that won't be silenced, the voice that's done pretending every celebrity is pure and perfect. He's not scared of Oprah, he's scared of what she represents. A world where silence gets rewarded and honesty gets punished. So where does this all lead? Maybe nowhere. Maybe Oprah ignores it, keeps smiling for the cameras, posing for magazine covers, and letting her empire speak for itself. Or maybe, just maybe, this moment sparks something bigger. Because once one person dares to pull back the curtain, others always follow. And Hollywood's got a lot of curtains at the end of the day. Whether you believe Katt Williams or not, he's forcing a conversation. Nobody else had the courage to start. About power, about image, about how some people get protected forever no matter what. And that's what makes this moment historic, because for the first time, somebody's standing up to the queen and saying, your crown ain't clean. This is Buzzin' Drama, where we bring you the stories they don't want you to hear. Hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment. Do you think Katt's telling the truth about Oprah's rise, or is he just stirring the pot to shake the system either way? One thing for sure, when Katt Williams speaks Hollywood, listens, and Oprah, she's not smiling this time. And do you think Katt's really speaking truth about Oprah's rise, or is he just stirring the pot to shake the system? Either way, one thing's for sure, when Katt Williams speaks, Hollywood listens. And Oprah